Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. As you know, the topic of censorship is no stranger to this channel, and today we're going to be talking about how one major Japanese company has developed an ethics department to censor the video games they sell to international customers. And we'll get into the details of that very shortly, but first, let's have a quick discussion about modern forms of censorship. While the West is arguably the biggest proponent of censorship when it comes to the curation of anime, video games, and alike, Japan is not immune to it either. Over the past few years, we've seen an increasing number of Japanese companies censoring content in ways that mirror Western counterparts. Now, of course, Japan has its own homegrown crop of cancel culture, albeit small, but the ones pushing the most for censorship of modern media in Japan are often large companies. And perhaps it's unsurprising that international companies that are based in Japan but have a significant presence in the West are also starting to feel that influence. I think this is the most notable when it comes to video game companies, where unlike anime, the target audience is often much more Western. Today's article is a great example of this concerning trend. Square Enix recruitment page boasts about ethics department censorship. So as a reminder, Square Enix is a large Japanese video game company responsible for many major titles like Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Kingdom Hearts, and many more. To give you an idea of who they are as a company, it's important to point out that they have an extremely close relationship with Sony, a company infamous for their censorship policies. Now, what goes on inside Square Enix's ethics department has been potentially revealed by a public recruitment page they're using to attract new hires. On that page, you can find the testimonial of an employee of the company who shared that their objective is to check for anything discriminatory, biased, or offensive, which is already odd because this sounds like human resources. But here, we're talking about checking fictional content in their video games. And on this page, the employee shares their favorite part of their job, which includes this translated section stating, "Because the ethics team job is to make changes to whatever the devs make, I have to take responsibility and make sure that any changes I make or suggest are justified." This part raises a few eyebrows. Either they're inflating their role in this to show off or whatever, or they are stating that they are able to not only suggest changes, but can also independently change content made by their devs at their own discretion. And like I said, Square Enix is much like Sony, and their track record of censoring content is very questionable. The most common thing they censor is the bust size of their characters, including a recent example where they reduced the chest size of Tifa from Final Fantasy. I mean, we're not even talking about massive, scantily clad hunkabalunkas, we're just talking about large breasts on a fully clothed character. And the logical next step is, if we're talking about an ethics department, does that mean chest sizes are being reduced because they're unethical? It doesn't make any sense. And perhaps just as concerning is the final part of that section, where the employee states, "One aspect I try really hard at is to make sure my changes aren't noticed by the end user. The user not noticing my changes means I've done my job right. On the flip side, when a game I was involved in gets released to outstanding praise, it feels like I'm the one getting praise for my work." So besides being on a bit of a power trip here, they are boasting about making sneaky changes to content that end users, presumably customers, don't notice, which is perhaps the most concerning form of censorship, the kind they don't even want you to notice. All in all, this was a very strange set of insight to what goes on at these companies, and it's sad to see more and more content subject to censorship. Ethics and censorship are not one and the same. In fact, sneaky censorship of content is what's really unethical here. But that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe for more daily videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.